Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Addie. I am a mom to 3 little girls, and today I have my wrapping paper, scissors, and tape out, and I am trying to get some wrapping done before Christmas is here so soon. So today I'm going to be wrapping my 5-year-old's gifts. If you're interested in all the kind of things that I got her, then you can check the link in the description box and see exactly what I got my kids for Christmas this year. But today specifically is her gifts. So if you are feeling inspired, go ahead and grab your wrapping paper, tape, scissors, and markers and get some things done for yourself too. Let's get wrapping. So if you've noticed, when wrapping these gifts so far, I am basically putting gifts on the wrapping paper, measuring them out, doing the cutting, but I'm not actually wrapping yet. So I just started doing this. I call it like batch cutting basically, or batch wrapping. And I basically measure out like as many gifts as I want, like say 10 at a time, and measure out the paper and cut them all and kind of put them aside and pile them up. And once I have a good stack, then I'll pull the presents back over and just do the wrapping, and then I don't have to do cutting. So it's kind of like getting through the cutting step and then doing the wrapping step. And once I have like say 10 wrapped, then I will write down the person's name on them. So it's like I don't have to keep switching between tools. I just do one thing and then do the other and then do the other. And for me, that has just, I kind of like this. It seems like it's saving me time. It seems like it's a little more efficient. The only reason it might not work for you is if you have multiple people's gifts that you're doing like differently at the same time, then you might need to write their name right after you wrap it. Otherwise they could get mixed up because you won't know whose is whose once they're wrapped. But for me, I pretty much wrap one person's all at the same time. So that's why I do it that way. But I've really liked it. It's like I can just, cutting is my least favorite part. So if I can get that all out of the way first, then I can do the fun stuff, which is like wrapping it after. So I don't know if this is a new concept or if this is something people already do and I'm just slow to the game here, but I've really liked this new method that I kind of figured out, and I can't believe it has taken me all the years of my life to try it out. So if you like someone who likes the cutting, like if you tag team wrapping with your husband or significant other, then maybe you guys could have like a cutter and then a wrapper, and maybe that would save some time. So we're gonna finish up wrapping together, I think later this week, and I think I'm gonna suggest that to my husband. So we'll see if he likes it. Also, kind of a little off topic here, but as you can see, I kind of have my cozy sweater on. It is so cold where I am. Like right now, at the time of editing and doing this voiceover, it is 19 degrees out, and it's about the warmest that it's gonna get all week right now. So we're gonna be -1 this week, and that's Fahrenheit, not Celsius. So -1 Fahrenheit. It's gonna be so incredibly cold, which around Christmas, like for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, I don't mind a white Christmas, okay? If it is cold and snowing, I'm all for it. White Christmases are so beautiful. However, if it is bitterly cold, below freezing, and there's no snow, then it's just like cold for no reason at all. So I'm a little perturbed that there's no snow in the forecast and it's this cold, because it is so incredibly cold out and my house is cold, and I don't want to turn the heat up because the price of gas has doubled, almost exactly doubled here. And so the heating bill was ridiculous this past cycle, and it's a thing, but anyway, I'm a little sad that it's going to be quite so cold with no snow in the forecast. So not sure what your weather is there, but if you can commiserate, let me know in the comments.
Very Merry Christmas, a joyful cheer. A very Merry Christmas, oh, let me hear. Yes, very Merry Christmas, without old tears. Every night, every day is a happy holiday. A very Merry Christmas to you. Oh, very Merry Christmas, all we'll have this year. Very Merry Christmas, I keep showing every light, every soul from every friend that comes along. Very Merry Christmas to you.
It's my favorite part of it all, when you and me deck the halls, making everything look just like it should at Yuletide.
So I am very curious, when you all are wrapping, do you try to use the least amount of paper and the least amount of tape as possible for each gift? Or do you kind of just cut, you don't care, you tape, it doesn't matter, you just wrap? Very curious, because I am the former. I definitely try to measure exactly what I would need. I save all my scraps and try to use every little bit of paper, try to use 3 pieces of tape per present, no more if I don't have to, just try to be as efficient and resourceful as possible. But I know that could be different than the normal. And typically when I wrap, I do not add the extras. I don't add the ribbon. I don't add the bows. It's not Pinterest perfect. It's wrapped and it's under the tree, and I like different kinds of paper. I think that makes it fun. It doesn't have to all be exactly matching in the best wrapping paper. But I don't know if that's popular either anymore. Is adding bows and ribbons to presents now the norm, or do you also just wrap? I'm curious, and I actually do think that for a couple of presents that are going to be in the front this year, I think it would be fun to add a few bows and ribbons, because I've never done it and I do have some. So I think I might do it to a couple and then place those presents kind of in the front and see, if that adds any excitement on Christmas morning or not. But yeah, I've never done it, so I just thought I would. And I also have thought, so I have a couple of oversized presents, and so I don't know, the ones that are oversized and in boxes, I could still wrap. But I have a little dollhouse type thing, and that is not in a box. So I'm trying to think, do I wrap it? Do I just keep it open and just put a bow and ribbon on it? Maybe that's how I could use the bow and ribbon. I don't know. But if it's already seen, then they see their gift and it's not a surprise. So yeah, I don't know. I'm working through that. If you have suggestions, let me know. I know sometimes people use those Santa sacks to do that. We have, I think, one Santa sack, but I've never used it to actually wrap presents in. I just never have. So if you have suggestions or things that you've done for things like that, I would love to know that in the comments below as well.
Does this come true? Only once a year. Only once a year.
Last year I thought about how things can come around just like that if everyone is here to celebrate one day.
Another thing I would love to know for those of you who do Santa, how many do a separate paper for Santa? Like, do you have a paper that you wrap your presents from you in and then a separate wrapping paper from Santa? Or are they all just the same and the kids don't even notice? Like, what do you do there? At my house so far, I mean, I have a 5, a 3, and a 1.5-year-old. I've always just used the exact same paper, never, did something different, and they have never said anything. It hasn't even been a question before. But I'm just curious, like, as they've gotten older, or do you just do it separate, and do they know? Do they talk about it? Like, just how do you do that situation? And then if you saw there, I am watching a Christmas movie while wrapping. I just think that makes it so fun. Sometimes if I'm like at a table and don't have patience to watch anything or can't find anything, I'll just listen to a Christmas playlist. But I think it's so fun to watch. My husband just loves to wrap and watch Die Hard. That's like his Christmas movie. It was his dad's, and so I think it reminds him of his dad at Christmas time. His dad did pass at this time a couple years ago, and so I think that kind of has that little connection to his dad watching Die Hard and wrapping gifts. So when we do wrap together, that's typically what we'll do, is do a Die Hard marathon and wrap while we watch and binge Christmas movies. And I'm sure that is what a lot of you do as well. But if you do have a favorite Christmas movie to watch, if you and your, say, spouse wrap together, what would that movie be?
Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents. But it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day.
Oh, how I wish for the Christmases of old, where the snow would fall and the air was crisp and cold, where we heard of angels up on high while building Frosty the Snowman until late outside. Oh, how I wish for the Christmases of old, when all was right and the candlelight would glow, where we used to play in the wintry wonderland, and we hear carols sung from Rudolph's marching band. Give me an open fire, some eggnog and mistletoe, and a sense of wonder and someone to hold close.
All right, so final question for this video. When you have clothing, do you put it just in the wrapping paper? Do you put it in a box and then wrap the box with the clothes in it? Or do you get a specific like clothing, little box like they make like the clothing gift boxes, where you can put a sweater or whatever? Do you get those and then wrap those? I've done all three. A lot of times I just put it directly in the wrapping paper and it's just a soft little present. Before we had kids, I would buy the specific clothing gift boxes, and like if I got my husband a shirt or a sweater, it would go in those. Now it's just like, you can see here, this is clothing in this one I'm wrapping right now. It's just a random Target box that we had and it went in there, and that's what it is. So curious to know what you like to do and how you like to do it, which way, or if there's a different way I don't even know about. So let me know that in the comments below. And then another one is when you have soft gifts. So like this, you can see I have a stuffed animal. Would you wrap the stuffed animal just in the wrapping paper like I'm doing here? Or Would you put it in a box, or would you do a gift bag and a bow? Like, how would you wrap a soft item, basically? Because yeah, this is the way I'm doing it. But obviously when you put all these things back in a bin and then you put them out and they kind of rustle around or whatever, then they could get poked when they're soft and they could rip and that sort of thing. So for me, it's never been like that big of an issue. I don't really care if it gets a little poked, and it never tears it enough to where I actually have to fix it. So it has never been that big of a deal for me, but curious if I'm the only one who does that, or if there are others out there like me, because hopefully I'm not the only one. All right, well, this is going to be about it for today. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you got some good wrapping motivation, and I will see you in the next one. Merry Christmas!
In this winter